Leadership changes. I'm Christy Birchville, and we are in the book of Daniel. We're studying through Daniel, looking at the concept of how we should lead in the midst of very challenging circumstances. Daniel is an excellent example of that. Chapter 11 of the book of Daniel is another prophecy. And Daniel is hearing information from the Lord that is about something that's going to be in his future. Now, we started this session a couple days ago, and so if you've missed that, make sure you click on the link in the description below. It'll take you to the full playlist. You'll want to make sure you kind of get the background as we get started. Today, we're actually looking at a really large chunk of verses. I was looking at verses 5 through 32. And it is kind of the entire prophecy, and it goes step by step through pretty much all the change that's going to happen. This leader is going to have this, and then they're going to do this, and then that's going to happen, and then this other leader is going to come take over, and then this is going to happen, and then they're going to, and it walks all the way through this. It really is amazing how incredibly detailed the prophecy is. Even more so because now we can actually go back and we know what this is in reference to. So the prophecy in these verses is talking about the Ptolemaic dynasty, which is Egypt, and the Seleucid dynasty, which was from Syria. And those two, the king of the north, which is the Seleucids, and the king of the south, which is the Ptolemaic dynasty, they fight against each other. And you see this back and forth and back and forth. And we know from history that it follows this entire timeline of the prophecy that was given to Daniel, which is really exciting to see how God fulfills what he says. But it doesn't change the fact that there's a lot of chaos during this time. And how would Daniel have received this information? Daniel's looking at this going, wait a minute, it's just this king and then that king and then they're going to fight and then this king and then that. And all of this back and forth. When we think about leadership, changes like that can often be a source of being really unsettled and even some anxiety and chaos for this. And God is giving this information to Daniel, not so he can be afraid, but so he can know that God is in control. God is over all of this, even when it's absolute and complete chaos. The verse that we're looking at today to focus on is chapter 11, verse 32. And it says, with flattery, he will corrupt those who have violated the covenant, but the people who know their God will firmly resist him. There's going to be kings that were coming, God was telling Daniel, that are not going to be worshiping God. Matter of fact, there's going to be kings that are going to desecrate the temple and make things truly awful for the people of Israel. But those who firmly know God, they will be able to resist. That is where we need to understand. Even in the midst of changes, chaos, the back, the forth, we did this, we didn't do this. Now we all have that. We all see that. Whether it's family life, personal life, professional life, we have that rolling tide of chaos that can be through everything. At the end of the day, we are to rest in God. We are to firmly know God, firmly resist anything that's not of God. That's where we see our strength. That's where we see our foundation. That's where we get our peace from. We need to seek to understand how God is working and moving in our life. Just because there's a lot of drama around us doesn't mean that we need to get sucked into that. We need to stay focused on God. God is still in control. He's not missed anything, and we can still hope in him in every circumstance. Now, make sure you subscribe. We want to see you back here tomorrow as we continue to move through chapter 11. Thanks.